Uncle George, what's wrong? What is going on? Please tell me that Jake is overreacting.
Haddie, you're here. And no, for once, Jake is not overreacting.
Hi, I'm Miss Jean. Join me on a trip to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear, almost clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Join me for today's expedition in Discovery Mountain. Today's episode, For Such a Time, is the fourth in our story series called Just in Time. Now, last time we learned that Billsby Builders' next project is a hotel and spa in Discovery Mountain. Well, this can only mean one thing. They plan to demolish Discovery Mountain Camp. Now, Haddie hasn't heard the news yet. How will she feel about working for a company that plans to destroy a place so dear to her family? Haddie's situation reminds me a little of Esther's story in the Bible. Now, just as God sent Esther to the palace at just the right time to save her people, what about Haddie? Did she get her job at Billsby Builders for such a time as this? Let's listen and find out.
Did anyone hear that?
Hear what, Madam Manager?
Sounded like that old bucket of bolts.
Oh, I don't hear anything, Madam Manager. Come and look at this on my computer. I'm planning to post a series of photos on social media tomorrow.
Oh, good. All about our new hotel and spa?
Yes, here's what I have so far. But can you tell me more about our new project? I don't have any photos of where the hotel and spa will be built.
Ah, yes. I should sneak over and take some.
Sneak over?
Well, yes. For now, all you need to know is that the hotel and spa will be built...
Hello, Madam Manager. Hello, Haddie.
Hi, Judah.
Mailboy, why are you interrupting? Do you have something for us?
Oh, well, I don't at the moment, Madam Manager, but I was just wondering if I could show Haddie something.
I don't think so, Mailboy. We're working on the social media campaign for our new project.
Madam Manager, it's very important, and it'll just take a minute.
Judah, what do you want to show me? I'm very busy with my social media campaign. Billsby Builders' next project is a beautiful hotel and spa.
I heard, but Haddie...
Judah, the hotel will be built right on a little lake. It will be so beautiful.
Yes, well, that's kind of what I wanted to show you. I want to show you a picture of where the hotel will be built.
Oh, show me.
Yes. Mailboy, come on. We have important work to do here.
Well,
Excuse me, Madam Manager. My phone is ringing. This person has called me 4 times in a row. It might be important.
All right. Answer it, and then let's get back to work.
Hello? Jake?
Oh, Haddie, you finally answered. It's a good thing.
Why are you calling me over and over again? I'm working.
Mr. Simon sent me to get you. Meet me at the elevation sign. You know, the one with red letters? It's important.
Jake, I can't meet you right now. I'm working.
Haddie, it's an emergency. You have to meet me now.
Is it Uncle George? Is he hurt?
Oh, not exactly, but Haddie, you have to meet me.
All right, Jake. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Madam Manager, I have a family emergency. It's my Uncle my uncle. I have to go and check on him. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Right now? We're in the middle of our social media campaign. I don't know the first thing about all these accounts and what to click where.
Well, I'm so sorry.
Hey, Madam Manager, I'm really good at social media. I can help you. Haddie should probably go to her uncle.
Well, it's not ideal. Fine, I'll take your help, Mailboy. Haddie, come back as fast as you can.
I will. Thank you for your help, Judah.
You're welcome, Haddie, and I'll be praying for you.
Jake, I ran all the way here. What's going on?
Haddie, we've got to get to Discovery Mountain as fast as possible. Hurry, climb into Bluebirdie and buckle up.
Jake! Jake, is something wrong with my Uncle George? Is he sick?
Oh, no. Mr. Simon's not sick, but there's something wrong. Oh, that's for sure.
Jake, what is it?
Hold on, Haddie. It's a short flight. Mr. Simon will tell you everything. Oh.
Okay, Jake, but you're making me really worried. Come on, Bluebirdie. Take me back to Uncle George. Uncle George, what's wrong? What is going on? Please tell me that Jake is overreacting.
Haddie, you're here. And no, for once, Jake is not overreacting.
Uncle George, please tell me what's going on.
Sit down here next to me. Let me open my email on my laptop, and I'll read it to you.
Okay, I'm sitting.
Well, Haddie, I received an email from Billsby Builders last night.
Oh, the monthly e-newsletter?
No, this is from the official company account. It has Mr. Billsby's signature at the bottom.
What did Mr. Billsby say?
This is an official email, but Mr. Billsby didn't send it. Jeanette Jones did.
Oh, Madam Manager? What does it say?
The email reads, Dear Mr. George Simon, please be advised that Billsby Builders has received a report from the Safety and Inspection Board. A report was filed showing that the property to the west of Little Lake in Discovery Mountain is deemed unsafe. This report outlines the safety rules broken and the estimated cost to make the repairs and make the property safe for use.
Uncle George, I don't understand.
Oh, wait, there's more. If the repairs are not made by the date indicated, a fine must be paid. If the fine isn't paid, the property will be put up for auction and sold to the highest bidder. Billsby Builders understands the time to make the repairs is short. In the likely event that the property is put up for auction, we wish to make you a generous offer to purchase the property. Yours sincerely, Madam Manager.
Uncle George, I'm so confused. What is the property to the west of Little Lake? What is this all about?
Oh, my dear niece. The property is Discovery Mountain Camp. This means that if we don't repair the cafeteria and bring it up to the safety code in, 11 days, we have to pay a huge fine.
Well, let's fix it.
Oh, Haddie, it isn't quite that simple. There is a long list of things that we need to fix, all in 11 days, and I can't afford to pay a fine. I can't even afford to make all these repairs.
Billsby Builders is offering to help.
Listen to me carefully. Billsby Builders is offering to buy Discovery Mountain Camp, but not to save it.
Not to save it?
Oh, Haddie.
Oh, no, Uncle George. Billsby Builders is going to demolish Discovery Mountain Camp to make room for the new hotel and spa. But they can't.
Haddie, that's what they're planning to do by the sounds of things.
Uncle George, this is, hopeless.
It's bad, but it isn't hopeless. Haddie, you can save Discovery Mountain Camp.
Me? Well, how?
Well, you can go to Mr. Billsby and talk to him about this. I don't think he knows what Madam Manager is doing.
Me? Why me? Mr. Billsby hardly knows who I am.
Haddie, what is your full name?
Uncle George, you know it's Hadassah.
Yes, Hadassah. Your parents named you after Hadassah in the Bible, the little orphan girl
who became Queen Esther. Oh, Uncle George, what are you saying? I feel a little lightheaded. I can't believe this is happening.
Here, drink some water.
Thanks, Uncle George. That didn't help.
Haddie, just sit quietly. I'm going to get something. I'll be right back.
Okay, this can't be happening.
Remember the story of Esther? This right now may just be your Esther moment. I believe that God gave you that job at Billsby Builders for such a time as this. You can save Discovery Mountain Camp.
Oh, Uncle George, I just don't know. This is also very overwhelming.
Now, let's read. Listen carefully.
Okay, I'm listening.
Now, this is from the book of Esther. Esther chapter 4, verse 14. For if you remain completely silent at this time, Relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Then Esther told them to reply to Mordecai.
As Mr. Simon read the book of Esther, something that only happens in Discovery Mountain began to happen. Haddie could almost hear the story in her imagination. Listen carefully. You just might hear it too.
Cousin Mordecai, I'm going to miss you.
Oh, my sweet Hadassah, I'm going to miss you too. But you know that I'll never be far away from you. I'll be right here, close to the palace.
Oh, Cousin Mordecai, I watched you work here at the palace for so many years. I never imagined that one day I'd be living here, or that...
Or that you'd be queen? Oh, my sweet Hadassah, I love you like a daughter, and I'll still be here every day faithfully going about my duties in the courtyard as a loyal servant to the king. I'll never be far away.
Cousin Mordecai, I can't tell you how safe that makes me feel.
Now, remember, Hadassah, don't let on that you're a Jew. We've lived here for many generations, but Persia is not our home. You'll be safer not to tell the king, your new husband, that you're a Jew.
All right, Cousin Mordecai. I will honor your request.
Thank you, my child. Now, go on inside the palace. I'll be out here in the courtyard. I'll never be far away.
All right, I'll go in. And Cousin Mordecai, remember to call me by my new name. I'm no longer Hadassah. I'm Esther.
Yes, you are, my dear child. Good night, Queen Esther.
Good night.
Queen Esther. Psst, Queen Esther.
Yes, Mordecai. My maids and I are preparing for a palace celebration. It's been nearly 5 years since I became queen.
Yes, my queen, and I have ever been the king's loyal servant. I must tell you something important.
Cousin Mordecai, you must address me as the queen. You can't talk to me directly. I'll send one of my servants to talk to you.
But this is important. Last night I was working here in the courtyard, and I overheard the doorkeepers talking.
Mordecai, but what is so urgent?
They're planning to kill the king.
Oh, no! But my dear husband, what can we do?
You must tell your husband, the king. He can inquire into the matter and stop them.
I'll tell the king, Mordecai. Thank you. Thank you for saving my husband's life.
Of course, my child, you are my family. Now hurry now. There's not a moment to spare.
Are you listening to the story of Esther right along with Haddie and Uncle George? Well, Mordecai has overheard a plot to kill the king, and he told Esther. The king's life is saved. Now, remember this part of the story because later on, the king will remember this very suddenly. Now, the king will realize that he hasn't thanked Mordecai for this kind act. Well, let's take a short break, and we'll be right back after this. I'm Miss Jean, and I'm so glad that you're a part of our listening family. Did you know that we create 36 brand new Discovery Mountain episodes each year? Beginning in January, we release 30 weekly episodes, taking you well into the summer. And we close each year with a special 6-part holiday season. We're committed to creating Bible-based stories that you and your family can enjoy together. Thanks for listening. Esther has been queen for about 5 years now, and life at the palace seems to be going well. She still hasn't told the king about her relatives. Let's see if we can listen along with Haddie and Mr. Simon.
Good morning, Mordecai.
Good morning, Queen Esther. I'm still here watching out for you, my dear.
Yes, Cousin Mordecai, I am so thankful that you care for me and that you remembered to call me Esther.
Oh, yes, please, my queen. Tell the king that if there's anything he needs, his loyal servant is in the courtyard.
If I see him, Cousin Mordecai, I'll tell him. I haven't seen him in some time.
Mordecai, why aren't you standing at your post?
Gotta go, my queen. My boss is here.
You'd better be off.
Oh, hello, Haman. I apologize. I'll get right back to my post.
Mordecai, you're not bowing to me.
No, Haman, I'm not.
I thought the other servants were making up stories. But it's true. I see it with my own eyes. You refuse to bow to me.
I'll be getting back to my work post now.
Mordecai, you're Jewish, aren't you? Aren't you? Don't walk away without answering me. I demand the respect that I deserve. I'm gonna see the king about this. Mordecai will pay.
You, send for the musicians. I'm bored and I want to be entertained.
King Ahasuerus, may I approach the throne?
Yeah, Haman. Approach. I did call you.
Yes, and thank you, King.
What do you need, Haman?
Well, my king, I have a concern.
Of course you do. What's your concern today, Haman?
Well, my king, there are certain people in our kingdom who are different from us.
Different?
Yes, their laws are different from ours, and they don't obey the king's laws. We can't let them stay in Persia.
Well, if they don't obey the laws, you know what's best, Haman. Here's my signet ring. Do with these people what seems good to you.
Thank you, my king. I'll compose a letter to send throughout all the land immediately.
Fine, Haman.
All right, let's see. I believe my final draft is ready. I will make Mordecai and his people pay the price for his refusal to bow to me. Let's see how this sounds. On the appointed day, all the Jewish people will be killed, young and old, children and women. With this new law, I'll be rid of Mordecai and his relatives forever, finally.
Hathach, will you please do something for your queen?
Yes, my queen. Anything.
My cousin Mordecai is outside of the courtyard, and he's dressed in sackcloth, and he's smeared ashes on his skin.
I will take him new clothes, my queen.
Oh, I tried that already, and he refused them. Hathach, will you please go and see what is the matter? Please find out why my dear cousin Mordecai is dressed as if he's in mourning.
Yes, right away, my queen. Mordecai, the queen wishes to know why you are dressed as if you're in mourning.
Oh, Hathach, please tell Queen Esther that a terrible, terrible thing is planned. Haman has issued a decree that all of the Jewish people will be killed, young and old, children and women. Here, please take a copy of Haman's letter.
Oh, Mordecai, this will upset the queen.
She must know. Show her that the letter is sealed with the king's signet ring. It is law. Hathach, please tell the queen that she must go into the king and ask him to save her people.
Stay right here, Mordecai, while I tell her.
Hathach, what's the news?
It isn't good, my queen. Read it for yourself.
Oh, no. How can this be?
Your cousin Mordecai asks that you go into the king and plead for him to save your people.
My people? They are, but Mordecai didn't want me to reveal that to the king. I suppose this law changes everything. Hathach.
Yes, my queen.
Please remind Mordecai that it's against the law for anyone to approach the king's throne in the inner court uninvited. I could be put to death. Unless, that is, he extends his royal scepter.
Yes, my queen. I'll tell Mordecai.
Hathach, I wish there was some other way, but there just isn't. Please tell the queen this. Do not think in your heart that you will escape in the king's palace any more than all the other Jews. For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place. But you and your father's house will perish. Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
Mordecai, I'll deliver your message.
Thank you. I'll wait to hear the queen's wishes. Go quickly, Hathach, quickly.
Is there no other way? None? Hathach, please deliver this message to Mordecai. Go, gather all the Jews who are present in Shushan and fast for me. Neither eat nor drink for 3 days, night or day. My maids and I will fast likewise. And so I will go to the king, which is against the law. And if I perish, I perish.
Yes, my queen. I'll deliver your message.
Mordecai.
Yes, young lady, how may I help you?
Mordecai, it's me, Esther.
Oh, my queen. Shouldn't you be inside the palace?
I needed to see you this morning.
Oh, yes, today is the day.
Have our relatives been fasting and praying here in Shushan?
Oh, yes, we've fasted for you, Esther. All of our relatives have asked God to be with you as you go in to see the king.
My maidens and I have done the same.
You may be our family's only hope. Is your heart ready to go in and see the king?
Yes, my heart is ready. I know that if the king doesn't extend his scepter towards me, that I will die for approaching him unannounced.
Esther, if there were any other way.
I know, Mordecai. My heart is ready. Now I must go and get dressed. My maidens are setting out my finest clothes.
I won't stop praying for you.
Thank you, cousin. Now I must go back before someone recognizes me.
May God go with you, Esther. God go with you.
King, I'm told that members of the royal court are opposed to another war.
Haman and members of the royal court, listen to me when I say this. I am the king of Persia, and I am in favor of the war. Oh, my queen, I wasn't expecting you to appear in the court today. I extend the scepter. Please approach the throne.
Oh, thank you, my king.
Now, what is your request, my queen? I'll give it to you, up to half my kingdom.
If it pleases you, my king, please, will you and Haman come to a banquet that I prepared for you?
Yes, we'll do as you say. I will hear your request at the banquet.
Thank you, king.
Haman, the queen has invited us to a banquet.
Yes, my king. You and I are her honored guests. What a privilege.
My king, please be seated. And Haman, please sit next to the king.
This is the loveliest feast I've ever seen. Look at the fruits, the braided bread, the nuts. Are those pistachios?
Yes, they're pistachios. Please, Haman, help yourself to the banquet table prepared for you.
Ha! Me dining with the king and queen. All of this prepared for me.
Prepared for the king, Haman. You are his guest.
My queen, the grapes are delicious. They are sweet, picked at their peak.
Yes, my king. This banquet was prepared with much thought and consideration.
Now, what is your request? I will answer yes and give you your request, up to half my kingdom.
My king,
Queen Esther, ask and it will be done.
My request is this, my king. If it pleases the king, will you and Haman please come to another banquet tomorrow? Then I will tell the king my request.
Yes, Queen Esther. If that is your request, it'll be granted to you.
Thank you, my king.
Another banquet tomorrow. I'm dining alone with the king and queen 2 days in a row. I can hardly believe it. Will you have these pistachios again, queen?
Yes, all the pistachios you wish for, Haman.
Tomorrow, you'll tell me your request?
Yes, my king. Tomorrow, I will tell you my request. May God help me.
Uncle George, I think that I understand now why my parents named me Hadassah.
I see. Now, what are you thinking?
Well, my parents wanted me to grow up to be brave like Esther. They wanted me to stand up for what I believe. And my name's a reminder that my family is what really matters.
I'm glad, Haddie. Esther was brave, and God used her to help her family.
Yes, I'm so glad that the king extended his scepter towards her. I know what I'm supposed to do now. Uncle George, what's the rest of Esther's story?
Well, after the first banquet, is that your phone ringing?
What? Oh, yes. Sorry, Uncle George. Let me see who's calling. Oh, it's Judah. I better answer it.
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
Hi, Judah.
Haddie, you have to get back here. Madam Manager's practically having a fit. I don't want her to figure out that you're in Discovery Mountain. Hurry back.
Well, okay, Judah. Don't worry. I'm going to find Jake, and I'll get him to bring me right back.
I'm guessing your Uncle George told you everything about Discovery Mountain Camp and the new hotel and spa?
Yes, he told me everything.
Do you know if everything's gonna be okay?
I don't know, Judah, but I do know what I'm supposed to do. I'll see you soon.
Okay, Haddie. Be safe.
Uncle George, thank you for reminding me of just what my name means.
Are you ready, Haddie? You know that I wouldn't ask you to do this if I thought there was any other way that we could save Discovery Mountain Camp, right?
I know, Uncle George. I know. I'll go and see Mr. Bilsby. And if he fires me, he fires me. I'll do everything I can to save the camp. Bye, Uncle George. I have to find Jake. I love you.
Love you too, Haddie. Bye. May God go with you, Haddie. God go with you.
The story of Esther is one of my favorites in all of the Bible. God took an ordinary orphan girl and used her to become a powerful queen just when her family needed her most. Esther was God's first and best plan to save his people. Now, Esther chapter 4 and verse 14 says this: "For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" God chose to use Esther to stand up for his people, and he made her queen for just the right time. Now, Haddie has her Esther moment now. Discovery Mountain Camp is in danger, and Haddie may be the only person who can save it. Did God send her to Bilsby Builders for such a time as this? Now, what's Haddie's plan? Will she be in trouble with Madam Manager for being gone from work for so long? Join us for our next episode in this story series called Just in Time, where we'll find out.
Hi, I'm Director Doug. When you listened to today's episode, did you feel as if you were back in Bible times with Esther, Mordecai, the king, and Haman? That's the power of the creative and imaginative mind that God gave us. I know you have a great imagination. Why don't you send us a picture of what you think Queen Esther looks like? You can send it to us through our Contact Us page of the website. We'd love to see your picture.
I'm Miss Jean, and you've been listening to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. To listen to other episodes and to send us a message, visit us at discoverymountain.com or write to us at Discovery Mountain, P.O. Box 999, Loveland, Colorado, 80539. And in Canada, write to Box 2127, Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, L1H7V4. This is a production of The Voice of Prophecy. Join us again next time here at Discovery Mountain, where every day is an exercise in faith. For Such a Time was written by Jean Boonstra and recorded in the Voice of Prophecy studios in Loveland, Colorado, and post-produced in Ontario, Canada by Douglas Bruce and Danny Columbi.